know me. I'll forget if I don't hit the button. Okay, so I do record these healing sessions. I do send out the recording in an email, usually a couple days after the healing, just so if you want to receive again, or for those that can't make it, they can watch it on the replay. What do I want to say? For those of you that don't know me, I am Joy. I go by Joyful Medium. Many of you have worked with me already, and that's how I know you and why you're here. I also am a Reiki master healer, psychic energy healer, and trance medium healer. So that's my healing background. I've trained several healers who are now in their own master level of healing. Fallon is one of these amazing souls. Give us a wave up in your Hollywood Square there. So Fallon will be doing what is called side chair, which means going into your energy alongside me and healing alongside me. Since she's at the master level herself, she will be healing a little bit separately from me, which just really means you get double the healing for the amount of time that you're with us. And we're so grateful for you here today with us, Fallon. Let me tell you guys quickly about energy healing and about what to expect tonight, about the topic that we're gonna be healing on, and then we will dive right in. So there are a few levels of healing that you're gonna be getting. One is Reiki, which is, if you ever wanna side Google it, it's R-E-I-K-I, Reiki. It is a Japanese system of energy healing, and really it breaks down into two parts of that word, Rei being universal life force and Ki being the Japanese word for chi or energy. So Reiki takes that universal life force energy that's around us in all things, and as practitioners, we just direct it through your auric field, your energetic body, astral body, physical body, emotional body, all of you basically, to help your systems heal and balance themselves. As part of the other psychic healing work that I do and that Fallon is deeply trained in, we also are going to be doing some aura clearing and balancing. my words don't want to cooperate this month at all. Oh yeah, it's Mercury retrograde, so we're just going to blame it on that. So some aura clearing and balancing, some chakra clearing and balancing, some cord cutting where it's appropriate. We are always working with your guides and angels and guides and the highest vibration of healing. So we will be doing some of that in your space as well. What I want to just talk about quickly before we dive in and get started is what we're going to be healing on tonight. So the way that the healings work when we do it on Zoom is essentially, now that I've done the introductions, told you a little bit about what the healing is, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the topic that we're going to focus on for healing, but just know you won't only be receiving healing and energy on this topic. It'll go wherever it needs it in your personal system for whatever's happening with your life right now. So I'll talk a little bit, then I'll guide you into a little bit of a meditative space. Once we begin the healing itself, I'll be quiet. I'll let you know before I become quiet so you don't think that anything happened. I leave my video on just so you know that you haven't lost connection or signal, but it's okay if you turn yours off or leave yours on. It works equally the same either way. So we'll heal for probably about 20 minutes or so once we get you guys settled and become quiet. And then I'll guide you back out of that meditative space and we will kind of close up. So I try to keep us at about an hour. Sometimes we do go a little bit over, but I'm going to try to stay within that for you guys tonight. For those of you that listen to the podcast, Spirit Speakeasy, you will know that today I released an episode called Is Your Inner Critic Blocking Your Rebirth? Now, this episode is about more than that, but it also inspired me for our healing session today to just kind of open your hearts, open your minds to thinking about the ways that we either criticize ourselves internally and just being available or open to releasing some of that criticism that we tend to do just culturally as part of who we are. We're steeped in such criticism from the time we're young. We're taught to, compare and contrast, right? And compare ourselves against our own work, comparing ourselves against others. And in that episode, we talk about the difference between, kind of that constructive evaluation versus that inner criticism and how either can hold us back or push us forward. So I'm going to be doing some healing on just helping you release your own inner critic. Part of that might show up for some of you as just noticing that inner critic voice a little bit more, because we have to notice when it's happening in order to release it, right? So it might show up for you over the rest of the week or the next couple weeks as just you noticing a little bit more when you go to that place of criticism or when you go to that place of resistance or avoidance. We all are called to great and wonderful things in our life. We all have the ability to manifest and create. I won't say it like whatever we want, like it's a magic wand, but we can create and experience amazing things in our life. And where is that inner critic holding us back is what I want to start looking at. We just had that eclipse, which is about beginnings and endings. So are there, you don't have to answer, but just kind of be available to receive some inspiration about during this healing or after in the next days and weeks. Are there some things that you're feeling that nudge or that inner calling that you're just ready to release or ready to shift or ready to replace with something that's maybe a little healthier or a new version of you? I was joking with Fallon. I did get a little pushback on that episode from a few people, essentially saying they already did their rebirth a long time ago and they're done. And it kind of makes me chuckle because it is one of the most uncomfortable parts of certainly the work I do and what we're called to as souls having this human experience is the continual evolution of us, giving ourselves permission to rebirth new aspects of us. It doesn't mean that every year we're going to have a total 180, like God, I hope not, but we're ever evolving beings. And while, yeah, sometimes that might feel like a little overwhelming or looming, it also is amazing because it means we get to make mistakes and we get to bump up against things and we get to try again. So just kind of opening your heart to places in your life and maybe unexpected areas of your life that you're ready, willing, able to start letting go or peeling back some of that inner criticism, some of that knee-jerk reaction to like compare yourself to someone else. And where are you feeling that slow, gentle, I'm laughing because it starts as a gentle nudge usually that if we don't start to pay attention can get louder and louder and more uncomfortable when we're being encouraged by our own soul to make a change or an adjustment or to try something new that's feeling outside of our comfort zone. So just kind of starting over these last couple weeks of April to let yourself just acknowledge what it is you're being nudged towards or in what direction. Is there something that's starting to pique your interest or tickle your curiosity is sometimes how I say it. Is there something that you're feeling like you want to explore about yourself or about the way you do something or don't do something? And just starting to challenge that inner critic or inner comparison keeper, right? The tally keeper, starting to say like, okay, well, can these two things be true? Can it be true that this person's experiencing their success in this way? And also I'm okay, some version of that. So that's essentially part of what we're going to be healing on tonight. But of course, you're going to get all of the clearing and balancing and filling you in as well. But I do like to have a bit of a focus or intention. All right, so that's my little speech that I wanted to give you. Now we're going to shift over into healing. I always love seeing all of your wonderful, beautiful energy, but it's also completely fine if you like to leave your videos off. I'm going to have my eyes closed, so I won't see anyway. And Fallon and I are going to go in and start working in your space. So as you feel comfortable, I just invite you to start to gently rest your eyes closed. Good. And just start to become aware of your breath, that gentle inhale and exhale. Not needing to change it or control it in any way, but just being aware of it and just noticing how that breath really fills your lungs, sustains your body without you needing to tell it what to do at all. It just does it all on its own. And just start to imagine moving all of your awareness right into the center of your head, letting go of the rest of your day for now, just being right in the center of your personal space bubble, in your physical body, and say a little hello to your body, knowing you can, of course, adjust or shift at any time you need to, but it's nice to start from a comfortable place. So as you say hello to that body, just noticing if there's anywhere that wants to be better supported or needs to adjust or be positioned differently so you can feel comfortable for this little time together. Good. And just say a little hello to your auric field. That's just your personal space bubble. Just with your intention, allow it to be on all sides of you, about an arm's distance away. And if you're new to this work, don't stress. Just your intention is enough to make that happen. Sometimes throughout our busy day, our personal space bubble, our auric field can stretch way out ahead of us, trying to help us understand the world around us. But for healing, it's nice to have it just about an arm's distance on all sides. Good. And as you breathe, I just want you to start imagine moving your awareness deeper and deeper within yourself into that place of stillness. Yeah, and most people find this place somewhere near the bottom of their heart or even deep, deep in the core of their physical body, near that root chakra or tailbone or center of you, wherever that is for you. Just start allowing yourself to drift into that still space. And as you do, imagine saying hello to yourself as a soul, that soul version of you that has existed far beyond this physical life, knows everything you've ever been, all that you are, and everything you have the potential to become. We're all souls having human experiences. And just imagine letting that soul version of you become more and more present just for our little time together. You can rest your human mind, letting that soul version of you kind of take over in your space. Feeling expansive, feeling connected to more than just yourself. Good. And I just want you to imagine a beautiful, warm, golden light starting to shine down over you, filling up your physical body, filling up that auric bubble, that field around you. And if you feel comfortable, you can even imagine as you inhale, breathing that golden light in, inviting it in to heal the most inner parts of you as we work. Good. And some of you, as we work, might have little visual experiences or dreams or drift off in different ways. And some of you might feel like you're just sitting there wondering if anything's happening. All of those are perfectly fine, and everything in between. And you might hear my neighbor's dog, but just resist the urge to let yourself be distracted. Just let yourself feel that warm, rich light on all sides of you, in front of you, behind you, above you, below you. Good. And just know that before we got started, Fallon and I called in all of your guides, all of your inspirers. So just know that you're surrounded by the intention of pure love and healing and your highest and greatest good. We've also called in some of the archangels that we like to work with, including Michael and Metatron and Hanael and Raphael, and some of the guides that we like to work with, as well as our healing guides. So if your mind should drift to any of those, just know it's likely that they're also helping to heal in your space. And as we work, just let yourself really relax into that golden light, almost like one of those float experiences, or like you're in just a warm, rich bubble of healing light. And if you find your mind wandering, you can imagine moving to a space that's a cozy beach or a secluded forest if your thoughts get too busy. But it's also okay to just sit in your own bubble, enjoying the healing energy, enjoying the relaxation, enjoying the quiet for just a little bit. And in just a moment, I'm going to become quiet and we will get to work in your space. And again, should any thoughts come in, just imagine letting them just float on by, not needing to follow them. And if you should feel lost, just imagine finding that breath again, tuning into that gentle inhale and exhale, and remembering that golden light gently, softly swirling around you. And actually, I'm going to do one more thing, which I wasn't planning to do, but I am just so aware of Archangel Hanael wanting to be so present in this healing for you. So if you feel comfortable doing so, just start to imagine this beautiful being of pure love and healing light standing just beside you. You might feel or notice or sense the energy of a warm, purplish, pinkish, bluish, tie-dyed light. That's her energy wanting to heal in your space. For those of you that have requested help with your intuition or support around really knowing yourself more deeply, moving through those challenging emotions, that is what Hanael is all about. So you might also gently be aware of her beside you, and you might not. And either is perfectly perfect for you in this moment. And I'm going to become quiet now, and we will be working in your space, and I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Just let yourself continue to breathe and receive. As you start to hear the sound of my voice, just let yourself lightly become aware of your physical body again. If you've drifted off somewhere, we're going to work a couple tools before we come all the way out. And I just want you to imagine out in front of you, starting to create a bubble just about the size of a basketball. Just your intention, your imagination is enough. And let's even let that ball be a beautiful, vibrant, fiery orange in your mind's eye. And that color represents healing. And I just want you to imagine, just with your thoughts, just from your heart, sending the name or image of anyone else that you want to offer healing to, anyone you're concerned about, anyone that's been on your mind. And it doesn't have to be someone you even know. It could be someone that you pass by regularly that you're thinking of. Just imagine putting their name or their image or something that represents them inside this bubble. And if there's more than one person, it's okay to include more than one in this same beautiful orange bubble. You can also include any healing requests that you have personally. If there's a situation, a circumstance, a challenge going on for you or someone you care about, you can also put that in this same bubble. There's plenty of space in there. And just take a few breaths, a moment here, just placing anything you want in this personal healing bubble of yours. Doesn't even have to be a person. It could be an idea, a challenge of any kind. Good. And then I just want you to imagine releasing this healing bubble. And just like a balloon filled with helium, just imagine, witness that bubble starting to float like those little lanterns that they light with fire and the gas carries them up. Just imagine all of these little bubbles starting to float up into the ethers like a set of beautiful balloons. And just know that they're being carried off to your guides, inspirers, to healers in the non-physical to help support you and those put inside these bubbles in their highest and greatest good. Good. And just imagine letting all of those bubbles just disappear right out of your awareness as they float up, 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 1,000 feet in the air and dissolve. Good. If you're still lightly aware of Archangel Hanael by your side, you can send her a little love, a little gratitude as she steps all the way out of your field, your auric space. And we'll talk about her again in a minute. I'm just going to have you create a new grounding for yourself. Even if you don't know what that means, just follow along. Just imagine creating a new grounding cord from that root chakra or that tailbone area of your physical body. And you can imagine that looking like a tube of light or thick roots like an actual tree or a ribbon. Some people like it to look like a chain. Whatever imagery shows up for you, you don't even have to have an image, just that feeling, that sense of intending to ground your energy. Let that grounding cord drop again from that tailbone area, that root chakra, digging through any building or structure or container that you're in right now, all the way down to the earth, digging its way through the layers of the earth, through that hard dirt layer or maybe cement, depending where you are, digging deep, deep through all of those soft layers, the hard layers, the molten layers, all the way into the earth's core. And just imagine intending, allowing that grounding cord to really anchor you in to present time and space, filled and cleared with this healing energy, this version of you. Good. You might even imagine giving that grounding cord just a gentle tug so you can energetically feel it anchored in. Good. And then wherever you are, through the soles of your feet, just imagine letting your body, your system draw up some of that earth energy. It feels nurturing and supportive and solid, but with kindness and with the best intentions for you. And letting that earth energy rise up through the soles of your feet, rising up through your ankles. Good. Rising up through your calves and shins. Rising all the way up through your knees, swirling through those knee joints. Continuing up through your quads and hamstrings, those upper parts of your legs. Letting that earth energy rise all the way into those hip joints, swirling, coating them with just a grounded, supportive, nurturing energy from the earth. And then letting that earth energy start to roll into a figure 8 pattern right in your pelvic bone in that lower half of your body. Really just securing you energetically to the earth. Good. And then from somewhere up above you, imagine your highest self, that higher version of you, that pure soul version of you pouring down over you. Some of the perfect higher self energy for you in this moment and in this growth period forward. You might imagine it as a stream of light or energy or liquid or glitter, whatever you like, pouring right down from that highest self of you, down through the top of the back of your head, your crown chakra, if you know where that is, but it's just the top of your head. Rolling right down over the back of your head, rolling down the back of your neck, rolling down through those shoulder blades, behind the heart, behind that solar plexus, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae through that torso, all the way down until it rolls into that figure 8, matching with the energy of the earth. Good. Both rolling in a figure 8 pattern right in that pelvic area of you. And then just intending, asking, knowing that those energies are mixing in perfect proportion for you for right now, what's in your highest good, and for this next little time period for you. Take a few breaths here. Know that any excess will just drop right back down that grounding cord, nurturing the earth. And let that perfectly proportioned, perfectly blended energy start to roll right back up the front of your body, that lower abdomen, front of the belly button, front of the solar plexus, right up through that sternum in the center of the rib cage. Imagine that energy spreading out through your ribs, rising all the way up to those collarbones. And let that energy roll right over your collarbones, flushing down your biceps and triceps, down your forearms, flushing right out through your palms and fingertips. Some of you might even feel this energy moving, flushing out those creative channels. Good. And then letting that energy also continue up from those collarbones, up over the front of your throat chakra, up over your jaw, over your face, over that third eye chakra in the forehead, and just like a spout, flushing right out the top of your crown chakra, top of your head, washing down the inside of that auric bubble, that personal space bubble. And take just a few breaths here, still lightly aware of that earth energy rising up, that highest self energy flowing down. We call this running your energy. It's a great little meditation for any time you just need a refresh, or you've stepped into a new phase or in a transition. Most people that are into this grounding do this every day, but you can just do it whenever you like. Good. Letting that energy of you run. Good. And take a few breaths here. as you settle into this next phase, knowing that all of the healing energy that you've received will continue to integrate into not just your physical body, but that energetic body, the emotional body, all of the parts of you. And we'll continue on your timeline forward for the next several days as you integrate all of this healing energy with comfort, with ease. And maybe you'll have some inspiration or some clarity. Maybe there'll be some nudges that you become aware of as you continue to release that self-talk that's not serving you and fill it in with inspiration, guidance, or even just peace. That works too. Good. And as you gently start to become more and more aware of your physical body, let yourself also start to become aware of present time and space. Start becoming aware of the temperature of the air around you, remembering the place that you are, whether it's a building or a room or an outdoor space. Good. And when you feel ready, you can gently stretch or move your body. And when you feel completely ready, you can gently start to blink your eyes open, coming all the way back in. You guys did such a great job. We have so much shifting and filling and energy moving for all of you. And I just want to invite you to just be a little more available for any nudges or inspiration that you might receive for the rest of today and certainly through the rest of this week. You might even jot things down for yourself that come in. And for those of you that really are feeling inspired or called toward this work, if you, I want to just encourage you, if you were lightly aware of Archangel Hanael, that's wonderful. If you weren't aware at all, don't be alarmed. Everything just still works just the same for you, even if you feel like you're not aware. At the beginning of my work, there was a long time where I didn't feel aware of much that I was being told. So just know it builds slowly over time. But if you do feel like you want to start learning to work with Archangel Hanael or Metatron or Raphael is another one. If you follow the podcast, my podcast, Spirit Speakeasy, just search it wherever you get podcasts, or you can also find the video version in the blog section of my website. I did episodes over the time of the podcast, most recently with Archangel Hanael, but a few months back with Archangel Metatron, and previous year with Archangel Raphael, just teaching you a little bit about them, how to recognize them. And each one of those episodes has an exercise, so you can start working with them yourself in your space. I know I can speak for Fallon with this too. While we love healing in your space and facilitating, we also love giving you the empowerment to work with these beautiful light beings and with this wonderful healing energy for yourself. You all have just the innate ability to work with any of this that you feel drawn to, and just know there's nothing bad that you'd be inviting in. It's all with the intention of highest and greatest good and loving light. So just throwing that out there for anyone who feels ready to do a little bit more work on your own. A big thank you, of course, to all your guides and inspirers, and to the masters and angels and healers that showed up energetically for us today. A big heart and lots of love, and thank you to Miss Fallon, our lovely side chair. Oh my gosh, my thing just made hearts. This is the craziest thing. I've never seen that before. Maybe it happens to other people. Can I make it do it again? Fallon. No, I don't even know how I did it. So look at us making magic happen with our collective energy. Thanks for being here, Fallon. Thank you to all of you for being here. I would love it if you would share with a friend these. We have next month, so I'm alternating months between community healing and group readings and maybe some other things. We're calling it Spirit Circle now, but there'll be a monthly free community offering every month. You can sign up in my website, joyfulmedium.com, in the events section. It's not the same link for everything. So basically just, if you're on the email list, you will get the link for whatever is happening that month and the announcement. If you opt out of the list, you won't get the link. So if you want the link, be on the list. If there's anyone else that you know that would love to receive some free healing or experience group reading, just have them sign up so they can get the emails themselves. And just know we're in a transition period. So if you're feeling energetically, most of you that are drawn to this work and are drawn to me have some level of sensitivity happening within yourself, whether you identify fully that way or not. Most of us feel things before we like to identify that way. It took me like 10 years to use the word psychic for myself. So I get that. But if you're feeling like things are feeling a little unpredictable right now, or you're not entirely feeling like you're moving fast enough, or like things are coming together quick enough, or like it's unexpected things are popping up all over the place, just know it's not just you. It's just the phase that we're in. We're in a little bit of a transition period. I think we're always kind of in transition, but this one feels a little weighty. I would guess it's probably going to be for the next 4 to 6 weeks that you're feeling that way. So it's great to tune back in for these kind of healings, or to do any like the grounding we just did or anything like that for yourself. But pay attention to those nudges, those intuitions, those inspirations. It doesn't mean you have to act on them right away. Just make some notes for yourself somewhere about, things that you're thinking about, and look for the synchronicities. So sometimes for me, I might hear a podcast that I listen to on one topic, and then I'll see a meditation on that topic, and then someone in my life will ask me about that topic. So it's those kind of synchronicities. If you are aware of those, just pay attention, just make a note. Could be mental note if you're good at remembering. I'm not always, so sometimes I'll make a physical note. But just be aware, because even if you don't feel like you have guides or guidance, you definitely do. Everyone has loved ones and guides and inspirers, whether you feel like you know them or not, that are cheering you on and wanting the best for you. But we have to make the free will choice to follow those nudges and intuitions and inspirations. And just know that the other side's not attached to how long it takes us to make those choices, but they're available to you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was meaningful. Thank you for all the love you're sending our way. I know we appreciate it. Lots of love to all of you. Lots of love to my co-healer, Fallon, here in my corner, Hollywood Square. It's great to see you guys, and I will send this recording out probably within the next couple days, certainly by the end of the week. So thanks for being here. Big hugs, lots of love. I would love it if you all followed the podcast, Spirit Speakeasy. You don't have to, but I'd love it if you did. Talk to you guys soon, and see you next month for our next Spirit Circle, which is group reading. Bye for now. Lots of love, guys.